Good evening, my friends. We are just a few days away from the deadline for Gameweek 33, which might be the most important game week of the season. That's because the decisions we make this week will most likely have a bigger impact on our global ranking than any other game week for two key reasons. First, game week 33 is a double game week and it's followed by a blank one. So, we are going to see a huge differences between squads and strategies. Some managers will use their free hit or wildcard in this game week, while others will save them for the next. This will cause big variations in team structure, and those variations will bring big swings in the rankings, both globally and in our mini leagues. So, now is the time to push rather than give up on the season. If you are behind, it's the perfect chance to catch up. If you are ahead, now is the time to keep the momentum and hold your position. I'm Sakafusi, I am a computer engineer, and as many of you know, I've built a model that predicts the points FPL players are expected to score. In this video, we'll go through my predictions, some strategic tips based on what chips you still have available, and of course, I will share my own team plans. Let's begin by taking a quick look back at Game Week 32. As I'm recording this video, the Game Week hasn't finished yet. There's still one match left between Newcastle and Crystal Palace, but we're filming this now so that you can prepare in time for Game Week 33. So far, we've scored 51 points, not a great result. You can see the arrow is green, but in reality, we haven't moved in the rankings. We were 70k before and we're still 70k, pretty disappointing considering we activated the assistant manager chip on Glasner. And honestly, we're not expecting much from the remaining match. From those two games, we have Munoz, Mateta, Isaac and Murphy, but most managers also own the same players. So even if they do something, it won't really affect our rank. What could actually make a difference is if Crystal Palace wins, because Glasner would get a massive table bonus which would be very valuable, so we'll keep an eye on that match. Now, let's take a look at the fixture difficulty rating from now until game week 38 to start planning our long-term strategy. As you can see in the table, West Ham is at the top with a rating of 1.05. What does this mean? It means West Ham is expected to score 5% more goals than usual from game week 33 to 38 because they've got an easy schedule. Their fixtures are Southampton, Brighton, Tottenham, Manchester United, Forest and Ipswich. Apart from Nottingham, none of those teams are known for solid defending. This is the easiest run-in for any team. So, if you're considering bringing a West Ham player right now might be a great time. On the other end of the spectrum, Chelsea has the toughest run with a rating of 0.83, meaning they are expected to score 17% fewer goals than average. So it's probably not the best time to buy any Chelsea attackers. But as we've said many times before, attacking difficulty is not the same as defensive difficulty. So let's take a look at the FDR for defenders. Here, Arsenal is on top with an expected 2.06 clean sheets between now and the end of the season. Specifically, in game week 33, they play Ipswich and Crystal Palace with a 41% chance of a clean sheet against Ipswich and 36% chance against Palace. So, realistically, they're likely to keep at least one clean sheet, which makes their defenders excellent picks. We should target at least one, if no more. Now, based on fixture difficulty, player stats, minutes played, penalty duties, and more, let's look at the projected total points each player is expected to score until the end of the season. Top of the list is Mohamed Salah, expected to score around 40 points. Next is Palmer with 34. Even though Chelsea's schedule is tough and Palmer hasn't been in the best form lately, he's shown high quality numbers over 2 seasons and Chelsea is fighting hard for a Champions League spot, so I wouldn't ignore Palmer. Next up are two strikers, Isaac and Marmoush. You can pause the video and screenshot this table to check the rest of the players, but let's zoom in now on projections for Gameweek 33 only, which is what most of you are interested in. At the top is Bukayo Saka with 10.7 points. That does come with a risk. He might not start both games, especially since Arsenal has little left to play for in the league and the Champions League game between the fixtures. Still, Saka is the top player for Gameweek 33 if he starts both, and I'm personally willing to take that risk. If you want a safer option, consider Marmoush of Manchester City. He's also highly rated and would be my captain choice if I want to play it safe, assuming you already own him, or if you don't own Marmoush, you should buy him. Next are defenders, Gvardiol and Saliba. Then we see Martinelli, KDB and Trossard. Very close in expected points, 8, 7.7 and 7.6. This means there is no clear winner among them. Choose based on your personal preference or who you believe will get more minutes. The model expects 75 minutes from Martinelli, 69 for KDB and 74 for Trossard. More minutes equal more upside. So go with whoever you think will play more. Also note that only 3 forwards make it into the Gameweek 33 top player list: Marmoush, Mateta and Watkins. Watkins is a doubt and expensive, so realistically Marmoush and Mateta are the best forward options. For defenders, it's a similar story. The only solid picks are Gvardiol, Saliba, Kivior and Munoz. Now, because Gameweek 34 is a blank, let's also briefly look at the Gameweek 34 projections. This will help with planning transfers. Again, Salah is top, by far the best player and captain option for that week. Then we have Isaac and Evanilson as the best forwards, with Cunha in third, but his spot is in question as Wolves have played better without him. Palmer is high on the list, so hold him if you have him. Barnes appears too, though his minutes depends on Gordon's injury status. Murphy, Gordon and Semenyo follow. Semenyo finally scored versus Fulham and rewarded the few managers who still own him. Here is a detailed projection table for Gameweek 33, showing not only expected points but also expected goals and assists. Blue is the midfielders, red the forwards and green the defenders. Saka is projected to score 0.71 goals and 0.69 assists in his 2 matches. Marmoush follows with 0.98 goals and 0.32 assists. Again, feel free to pause and screenshot. Using all this data, we've run an optimizer to build the best possible free hit team for Gameweek 33. Starting with the goalkeeper, we've chosen Martinez. Not because he's the best, but because Villa isn't loaded with must-own players and we didn't want to waste outfield slots. In defense, we've picked Munoz, very attacking all season, Gvardiol, who is nailed and benefits from City's improved defense lately, and Saliba because Arsenal has the best clean sheet potential. For our midfielders, we start with Rodgers from Aston Villa, mainly for minutes. Yes, players like Asensio, Rashford or even Watkins might have more attacking upside per minute, but Rodgers is likelier to play more, so he's the safe pick. We also pick KDB from City. It's a bit of a risk, but he seems more likely to start than Foden or Savinho right now. Then there's Saka, possibly the best player this game week if he starts both games. Martinelli slightly likelier to start than Trossard or Merino, but the gap between them in expected points is small, so pick your favorite. The fifth midfielder is Ismail Assar from Palace, who is pretty close to the others in expected points. Up front, we got just the two nailed options, Mateta and Marmoush. No need to overthink, both have a double, both are likely to start, just pick them. Now, let's look at my personal team, which I've been managing all season using this model. As you saw, we're currently ranked 70k globally. The assistant manager chip is active on Glassner, and I'm hoping for some wins to get those sweet bonus points. I have two free transfers. I'm planning to sell Semenyo and Gabriel and bring in Kivior and Saka to capitalize on Arsenal's double. Ideally, I would bring in Saliba, but I can't afford him. This team will have a lot of blanks in Gameweek 34. But that's okay because I'm planning to use my free hit in 34, then wildcard in 35 to prepare for the final stretch, and bench boost in the game week 36. Let's also look at the most popular transfers among all managers for game week 33. No surprises here. Most of the top transfers are exactly the ones recommended by the model. Number 1 is Marmoush. If you don't have him, you need to buy him now. He's nailed, he's cheap, he's on a double, and Haaland is out. He's a no-brainer. Next is Saka. Risky due to rotation, but massive upside if he starts. Then Rodgers from Villa, the safest minutes-wise. Then KDB, yes, a slight rotation risk, but looks favoured by Pep right now. And finally Saliba, top Arsenal defender and great pick if you can afford him. If not, just go for Kivior. If you liked this video and want to see more, please drop a like. It only takes a second and it really helps us out. Thanks for watching, good luck with your team, and may your team gets plenty of green arrows. Goodbye.